Hey there, Buttercup. Buckle up because we're about to take a little detour into cosmic intrigue, courtesy of the mysterious Zeta agenda. Picture this: interdimensional shenanigans, fallen angelic motives, and a galaxy-spanning dilemma that would make a Hollywood thriller look tame. Today, we're diving into the clandestine machinations of the Zeta, a race that's essentially humanity's interstellar frenemy, lurking in shadows, influencing world events, and pulling strings you didn't even know had strings. Now let's get cozy with the old Zeta agenda. Welcome aboard, darling. The Zeta. These aren't just your typical little green men. They're a driven collective with a backstory that's equal parts sci-fi horror and tragic opera. Once upon a time, on a distant, unchartable planet, we're talking outside your usual cosmic GPS, the Zeta achieved technological superiority, but their minds were all about collective community over individual independence, resembling the synchronized minds of bees, ants, or some uncanny neural hive. For eons, they worked as one, experimenting with the dimensional lock system to push the boundaries of reality. And, like any great cautionary tale, they paid a heavy price. In a bid to expand their territory through time and space, they destabilized their home dimension, causing a mutation that shrank them down to the little grey beings we recognize today. But here's the kicker. They didn't just mess up their planet, they scorched the interdimensional grid, cutting themselves off from their home's past. They'd set out to conquer dimensions, but ended up exiled from their own. So what do? They break into our three-dimensional Earth, where oxygen and trace elements could theoretically sustain them, though our carbon-based atmosphere has been eating away at them ever since. Oh, but don't think they're just innocent travelers down on their luck. No, the Zeta have big plans and a pretty little Earth-sized piece of the puzzle in their sights. Now, what does a dying alien race need with Earth's time portals, you ask? Enter the World Wars. After World War I, the Zeta realized that Earth's portals were a lifeline, a way to just maybe rewind time and undo the fallout of their botched dimensional experiments. The only hiccup: these portals are also where they got stuck. Imagine leaping into the past, aiming to save your future, but instead getting hopelessly trapped somewhere in between. By the time World War II rolls around, they're up to their ethereal eyeballs in experiments, meddling with genetic crossbreeding, trying to create a hybrid form, something part Zeta, part human, robust enough to withstand Earth's elements. Ever the opportunists, they turned to the human governments of the day, and Muffin, they weren't exactly playing fair. Using perceptual interference, fancy talk for alien-grade mind tricks, they appeared as human, walking among us, chatting up government officials in the US, UK, and even Nazi Germany. And they weren't shy about selling their tech secrets to the highest bidder. If you've ever wondered why the Nazi regime became so eerily fixated on genetic purity, well, let's just say the Zeta might have fanned that flame. They had a vested interest in seeing Jewish lineage preserved, seeing it as a genetically superior code. But here's where it gets downright delicious. Realizing Hitler's vision didn't quite align with their own, the Zeta played double agent, whispering to the Allied powers, offering them a taste of superior technology under the guise of guardian angels. With promises of peace and advanced weaponry, they laid the groundwork for what would become a covert global interior government, a shadowy network still pulling strings to this day. Talk about intergalactic puppeteering. Chapter 3. The Zeta Interior Government, Masters of Illusion, or just cosmic con artists. If you've ever wondered why official governments are so reluctant to come clean about extraterrestrial life, you're staring right at the reason. The Zeta knew exactly how to stoke human ambition, dangling power and secrets like a carrot on a cosmic stick. They painted themselves as saviors, seduced high-ranking officials with tantalizing hints of advanced healing tech and military dominance. But here's the rub. What they offered was just the tip of the alien iceberg. Behind the scenes, they were carefully selecting what humans would get to see, positioning themselves as indispensable allies, while ensuring that true knowledge of their technology remained their own. This interior government that the Zeta helped create, it's a cabal that keeps even world leaders in the dark. And here's the zinger. The more our leaders complied, the more reliant they became on this alien infrastructure until, without even realizing it, they were at the mercy of a force beyond their control. You see, Peanut, this is where the plot thickens with intergalactic drama. While the official government believes it's calling the shots, it's actually just another pawn in the Zeta's interdimensional chess game. Chapter 4. The hidden agenda behind personal growth. A friendly nudge or cosmic manipulation? Now, if you thought the Zeta were all about politics and tech, think again. There's a subtler side to their influence, and it's nestled within the world of personal growth. Sure, that might sound harmless, even enlightened. But consider this. What if some of our self-help ideologies and empowerment philosophies are less about personal liberation and more about ensuring humans play along with the Zeta agenda? With whispers about enlightenment and self-sovereignty, the Zeta have subtly nudged humanity toward a belief system that reinforces compliance with their designs. The push for inner awakening and tuning into personal frequencies might be a genuinely spiritual journey for some, but under the Zeta's influence, it can also serve as a carefully crafted narrative to lull humanity into a sense of false security. So, while we're busy unlocking chakras, meditating and gazing at our belly buttons, the Zeta quietly pull the strings of control, like a puppeteer manipulating the shadows behind the curtain. Chapter 5. A Cosmic Call to Action. Are you ready to awaken? Now, sweet buttercup, if you've been nodding along, it's time to shift from passive reader to active player in this galactic tale. This isn't just some bedtime story to tuck away, it's a revelation that invites no demands, that you question the very fabric of reality as you know it. It's easy to dismiss all this as science fiction, just another cosmic tall tale, but if there's even a sliver of truth to the Zeta agenda, then official reality is a narrative hand-fed to us by those who might not have our best interests at heart. So what now? Look within. Start questioning the authorities to whom you've always handed your trust. Dare to peer behind the curtain, because awareness is the first step toward true freedom. After all, the power of self-sovereignty begins in the mind and heart of each individual. A truth as timeless as the stars themselves. Final musings. Keep your cosmic eyes open. And with that, darling, we've reached the end of this interdimensional roller coaster. Consider this a cosmic wake-up call to keep one eye on the skies and the other on your heart. For the universe is a grand stage filled with beings who dance to rhythms we're only beginning to hear. Until next time, stay curious, question everything, and remember, when it comes to reality, always read between the lines, because the truth often lies hidden just out of sight. And hey, if this made you think twice about those benevolent alien saviors, share it with a fellow wanderer. Together, maybe we'll figure out who's really pulling the strings.